As you know, Disneyland Paris has some very big construction projects happening as we speak, with the Disney Village makeover and the Walt Disney Studios major expansion and reimagining, but also with other smaller projects like the Storybook Land renovation with new scenes, the Main Street USA character gazebo and Casey's Corner Terrace, and even Space Mountain. As it's become tradition here in the channel, more than 3 months have passed since our last look at the construction around the resort. So, I invite you to join me as we go over all these projects with the newest footage, photos, information, and more right now.
Oh boy!
Before we begin, if you enjoy my content in this video, make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing as I upload weekly videos on theme parks from the past to the future. If you want to go the extra mile, consider becoming a channel member. You can find me over at Twitter, Instagram, Threads, and in the Discord community, where many theme park fans come together. Links are in the description. With that, let's begin. Let's start in the Disneyland Park, because from the moment you enter Main Street USA, some new construction can be spotted, this time in the Boardwalk Candy Palace. A permit was filed several months ago and construction has already started, but what's happening here? Well, the famous candy shop is getting an interior and exterior renovation to better fit with the rumored new sponsored Mars. It's expected that Mars and their candy brands like Twix, Skittles, Snickers, but most importantly M&M's, will become a bigger focus inside the store. Some changes to the outside are expected too, with some parts getting a new color scheme. Main Street is also the place of other construction works, with the area between Casey's Corner and the Frontierland entrance nearly all walled off. Last year, Disney announced a series of weatherproofing projects that would happen in both parks, starting with a new Casey's Corner terrace and the meet and greet gazebo. The terrace hasn't seen much change since our last update, although it's likely they're working on the foundation and groundwork before assembling the structure itself. Over at the gazebo, the metal structure has been installed and currently looks like this as the construction teams theme the bare steel. The construction of these projects is expected to last around 10 months, so it should end by January next year. Going to the back of the park, we have the renovation of Storybook Land that includes both Le Pays de Contes de Fées and the Casey Jr. Circus Train. This separate area of Fantasyland was in very rough shape in the past few years, with the sets looking old and abandoned, the rails filled with peeling paint, and most importantly the book looking literally abandoned. Well, the works are nearly at an end as the boats and the trains have returned to their tracks. Disney has also announced the rides will open next month on August 30th. During the renovation, works included all the pathways around the rides and the rides themselves that saw the refurbishment of the vehicles, but also the changing of some of the scenes. 3 replacements have been made, with Frozen and its well-known North Mountain, the Winnie the Pooh and many of his friends, and none other than Up with the famous balloon-filled house, all now being part of this soon-to-be 30 attraction. To finish things off here, Disney has also showcased a newly refurbished book that acts as a weenie of sorts, now with a new design that I believe is much superior to what was there before. Vitel is also the new ride sponsor, hopefully bringing some more TLC than before, and its logo can be seen cleverly placed in one of the blocks under the book. The castle stage to the right of Central Plaza has been completely walled off, as an unannounced refurbishment is starting to take place. According to the permits, this will mostly be to the backstage areas and will include a small expansion, new security for the actors, a new projection room, probably for the castle itself, and the repainting of several structures. It's believed the stage won't be ready until sometime next year, but hopefully this time a show will be presented here daily once again. Before leaving the Disneyland Park, we need to quickly go check Discoveryland as the works around Space Mountain have grown quite a bit. It was revealed via permits that the maintenance garage would be expanded, which would only include some small areas behind the show building as shown here. But now, scaffolding has appeared in a much bigger scale than what was expected. Rumors suggest that Disney has developed a brand new lighting package for this beloved attraction, which would answer the question of what all this is for. As Disney hasn't announced anything, we don't know just how far the works will be, and if they'll include a refurbishment of the show building itself, or even just the cleaning and repainting some parts, but hopefully this is the case. With the lighting of the show building being such an important part of Discoveryland, and how bad it's been in the past, I'm very excited for this change. Now, quickly before jumping into the bigger construction site that is Walt Disney Studios, let's take a quick turn into Disney Village, as that transformation continues to move ahead. I did a video talking about the new village and the new information some months ago, so if you want to learn more, make sure to check that out. However, the works have now expanded into the Lego, Disney Gallery, and Disney Fashion stores. The inside has been completely gutted and the windows and awning have been removed. The works here are expected to end this year still, as the new shops open each with their own concept, like the Disney Home Store, the Disney Lifestyle Store, and the new Lego Store. Disney has also revealed a new concept for the sports bar and the adjacent open seating area, giving us an incredible look at the new style of this large area, soon to be filled with TV screens, new decor, greenery, pavements, and lighting. Also, just how cute does this goofy mural look? Closer to the hotels, a very large area is currently behind walls if trees have been cut down. It's unknown what the plan is here, with the terrace being proposed in the past, but it could have to do with the new security gates, whose permit has been filed and should start work soon. To the right, the Disney Dome now has a new entrance, finally giving the go-ahead for the new Disney Village McDonald's, to open sometime in 2026. The works haven't started, but the ground has been completely cleared, and these could begin soon too. Now, let's finally go into the Walt Disney Studios Park, where the landscape changes each day, with new things to look at, making this even more exciting. Well then, since our last update, Studio One has officially closed, and that can be seen the moment you step into the park, with the construction walls all around it. Inside, several of the facades have been demolished, but unfortunately that's as far as I know. To go into the park, guests now take the left path that's been renovated to handle the crowds. This path leads you directly into the newly done planter and pavement, which gives us a first real-life look at how the rest of World Premiere Plaza will look like when all the works come to an end. The planter has a couple of trees and some bushes. It's still missing the railings as seen in the permits or the outside renderings, but the floors are complete around it. While this is just a very small part, it looks very good, especially in person, and with more areas being unveiled alongside their trees and greenery, it's getting there. To get to the other side, only a small pathway is open between rows of construction walls, where similar works are happening. Around Animation Celebration, the pavements have also seen some changes, similarly to what we already went over. Over on the expansion side of the project, that's where things get more interesting. Construction in Adventure Way, the large road leading to Adventure Bay, the lake, really picking up speed. Closer to the existing parts of the park, teams have assembled many of the planters where trees will be placed. This is also the case further up, where these oval planters are being installed, adding more to the main avenue by creating side streets of sorts as seen in the concept art. Toy Story Playland now has a large portion behind walls, as construction starts on the street connecting it to Adventure Way. This will see the removal of the large dominoes, while the greenery has already been removed to make way for the larger machinery. The connection will almost act as a small expansion to Toy Story Playland, as it will continue the theming of the land and add some large-scale figures with Woody and Jessie. On the other side, the English Gardens are looking amazing, with much of the concrete structure already assembled, giving us a different look at the future of this location compared to the last update, where it was all mostly dirt. A small stage in the front and higher rows in the back will give a feeling of a mini amphitheater, allowing more people to get a better view of the soon-to-be gazebo stage. Behind it, an unthemed backstage building has been built, with a small berm with trees already planted. which should be joined by many more around the English Gardens for it to become a calmer and more enclosed location. Moving closer to the lake, we have the Réponse Tangled Spin, the Rapunzel ride. Finally, the small body of water has been dug out, with some of the concrete now in place. The ride structure is nearing completion with the ceilings almost all installed, including the Q2. The top is also nearing completion and should be placed above it soon enough. This photo also shows a small berm separating this and Toy Story Playland, or more precisely the RC Racer Q, which now has several tall trees. These, alongside several others, will try to hide RC Racer and the parachute drop from the lake area. On the opposite side of Adventure Way is the East Pavilion. It will include a large snack area, public restrooms, many backstage facilities, and the show control room for the shows around and in Adventure Bay. This is moving along very nicely, with the structure now completely assembled and the theming being added in the form of the roofs. This can especially be seen from the new Theater of the Stars, currently playing the Alice in Wonderland show. The walls have also been painted and stairs installed for the control room. The Theater of the Stars provides us with some amazing new angles of all the construction happening in Walt Disney Studios, and some of the photos coming up were taken from there. The big Regal View restaurant is showing many signs of progress too, with the concrete structure now completely done, the metal beams, and even the start of the theming and wood installation. Other components can be seen, like the ventilation system and more. Moving on to the lake, the water has either reached full level or will very soon, and it looks very impressive in person, especially with nearly all the walls already themed to brick or other stones. The bridge connecting to Arendelle looks amazing with its brick theming, and so do all the rock work around the lake. This photo is one of my favorites, as it shows just how incredibly large the tree-filled berm looks. This will surely help immerse guests in the park, and I can't wait to experience it. Close by, we see the installation of the much smaller West Pavilion that will be accompanied by 3 small food kiosks. Notice the themed walls around the walkways and the small structures that will have lampposts on them. In fact, just today, DLPReport reported that the first of these has been installed, which is a great development. At last, we have Arendelle, the World of Frozen. This is what it looked like in our last update just under 3 months ago, and this is how far it has come. Truly outstanding. We see the Arendelle Castle is nearing completion, with all the turrets and the central part now installed, missing only some of the last ice decorations. To the left, the entire right side of the mountain range can be seen, with a big part of it already with the concrete installed, while the rest only with the metal structure. Being close to it, the mountains really do feel very large and tall. On the left side of the show building, the metal structure is currently being installed. This will be the highest point of the land and feature Elsa's ice castle on top. Lower, we see the village houses and structures, most of which are currently being themed, a stark contrast to 3 months ago. The whole Arendelle is really starting to feel a lot more like a reality, especially with how far those mountains have come. It would not surprise me if the mountain range were complete by the end of this summer, which by then will truly look magnificent. These past 3 months have been absolutely transformational for every single aspect of the Disney Adventure world. From the mountain ranges of Arendelle, the Tangled Building, the English Gardens, and so much more. Soon enough, D23 Expo will be held in Anaheim, and hopefully Josh tomorrow will come out with some news about it all, like what's going on with the third land, and the opening time frame for Adventure World. But that's for another video. So, what do you think about the latest developments? Let me know down below. And now, as always, thank you for watching, and that's a wrap.